Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. Your pal Brett here. Hope everyone's enjoying your weekend. So this video is going to be the Maiden Tag 2026, started by Christian Osario. I'll link his channel down below. Really cool dude. Awesome idea. For all you Iron Maiden lovers, this is a great set of 20 questions. I found out about this tag through VK, good buddy Vance over at the Zipro channel, so I'm going to tag his channel as well. Check out his response. He's got a lot of cool, his background's awesome. You know, this is like record cubes and everything like that. And he's got a bunch of, Iron Maiden boots up there, so you can see during his videos. So it's really cool. One of them, I really got to get that. I think that's somewhere in, is it the Somewhere in Time one? The bootleg, it was the one where the guy's arm's out like that, man. You're going to have to tell me where you got that one. That one looked really cool at the cover. So let's get right to it. Like I said, Iron Maiden Tag 2026, 20 questions by Christian Osario. So let's get started. Number one, Let There Be Maiden. Who, how, or what made you discover the band? Well, Iron Maiden is a band that, I knew who they were before I liked them. I've talked about this before, seeing the Peace of Mind album cover, posters, flyers back in the day at record stores where I grew up in Massachusetts. And, I was intrigued. I wasn't into the band. I didn't hear their stuff. I just thought it was just really cool. And as a little kid, and maybe a lot of you guys my age can maybe, attest to this as well. But still something about it that kind of drew you in. And even though I didn't know the band, I thought it was really cool. And it wasn't, until some years later that I heard their music and loved it. But I kind of feel like Iron Maiden is one of those bands that, destiny, if you want to call it that, was kind of leading me down the road to becoming a fan. So my brother showed me the Number of the Beast album, a few years later. I mean, obviously that album came out before Peace of Mind. I don't remember seeing Number of the Beast at the record store, but he kind of got me, introduced me to the music, and it still probably wasn't a few years, later until the Live After Death double album came out, and hearing that on cassette tape, seeing it on VHS, obviously that's the Power Slave album. That's what really got me, into the band. I believe that was, 84? And I didn't hear that in 84. It was like later in the 80s when I heard and saw Live After Death. And that's what kind of really made me become a fan. I loved the way they ran around the stage. I loved all like the backdrops, all the, the ancient Egypt, backdrop of the shows and everything like that. I thought that was really cool. So that's what really made me become a fan. But, I was going down the road, so to speak, of becoming a fan. So hopefully that conveys the point of that one. But anyway, number two, Who Needs Words? Favorite instrumental? Well, there's a handful of them, but I chose one that I've always liked, and it's the Ides of March off Killers. I really like this. It's kind of really split, so yeah, this is my OG of Killers in the split. I'm happy to say I've got OGs of all Maiden's albums, with the exception of Fear of the Dark and No Prayer for the Dying. But man, they're damaged, and some of them I don't have like the original insert, so I kind of maybe need to like up my game here with Iron Maiden. But yeah, Ides of March is cool, and I chose that one. Obviously Transylvania is another great one. Genghis Khan, Lost for Words. But I like the Ides of March because of that guitar solo. When I first put this album on, and it comes on, it's really cool, but that guitar solo really grabbed me. As a metal fan, the guitars are my thing. If you don't have a good guitar sounding, I'm probably not really going to listen to the music all that much. But the guitar solo for this one really drew me in. I absolutely love it. Number three, that was, number three, favorite revelations, favorite lyrics. Well, I'm going to go with Aces High. Really love this one. Run, live to fly, fly to live, Aces High. Talk about, remove the wheel blocks, gathering speed as we head down the runway. Got to get airborne before it's too late. The Battle of Britain. I've talked before, I'm a military history guy, and just, the lyrics about that battle and how, every day the air raid sirens go off, the bombers were coming, they had to, run from the barracks to the planes. Move all the wheel blocks. There's no time to waste. Gathering speed as we head down the runway. Got to get airborne before it's too late because the bombers are coming, and then they got to get up and fight off the German attack aircraft, and then shoot down the bombers before they can bomb London. So the Battle of Britain inspired this song Aces High. I really, really love it, and this is my Aces High single. Really cool. One of my favorite singles and album artwork from Iron Maiden. Next one we have is number 4, The Angel and the Gambler. Hard to believe, but they sometimes have bad songs. Name one song you really don't like. Well, some of them are the Blaze Bayley era songs, but I do like that. But I would guess we'll go with Maiden. Judas My Guide. I'm not really a fan of that tune off the Fear of the Dark record. I also, maybe it's not a song I dislike, but if I'm listening to Iron Maiden, like, if I'm listening to them on streaming, if I'm driving or something, and the song Where Eagles Dare comes on, I usually will skip it. I don't dislike the song. If I play it, I'm singing along, but something about that tune, it's like I want to hear it or I don't. And a lot of times I really just don't feel like it. I don't, like I said, I don't dislike it, but I will skip that kind of more often than not, I feel. So number 5, Killers. Name your favorite deep track. Easy for me. There's a lot of them. I mean, some of them I don't really feel like they're deep track. Afraid to Shoot Strangers, Loneliness of Long Distance Runner, Deja Vu is a great one, but I'm going to go with Tail Gunner off the No Prayer for the Dying. Again, that military history vibe, climb into the sky, never wonder why, the tail gunner, you're a tail gunner. The most dangerous spot in a World War II era bomber, whether it's B-17s or B-24s, when they talk about no more big bombers, one big bomb, the B-24s, the Enola Gay was my last try. But those B-17s that the British and American Air Forces flew from England over to Europe to bomb, like, every day, ridiculously dangerous missions, like, the casualty rate's ridiculous. But the Tail Gunner, man, awesome song, and like I said, most dangerous spot on the bomber, in my opinion. But the Tail Gunner is my favorite deep track. Really, really cool. Like I said, there's a lot I can go with because Iron Maiden is probably my second favorite band of all time. But I think that one is a good one to choose. All right, so number 6, Book of Souls. Show a book, magazine, flyer, zine, etc., anything on paper. Well, I don't have anything. I'm a collector of Maiden, like the CDs and the cassettes and the vinyl. I didn't really collect anything else, but I did have a really cool history of book. I don't remember who put it out, like Metal Hammer or one of those magazines over in the UK, put out like a commemorative, it was pretty thick, put out a commemorative issue, like a history of Iron Maiden, which is like chock full of photos. I mean, it was amazing, and I can't find it. I moved to where I'm at right now a couple years ago, and I can't find it, so I can't show that. But I guess maybe show something as the Best of the Beast CD box, booklet, and this is 2 CDs, but it comes with this huge booklet, pictures, set list, dates, singles, what date singles released on each album, all the live stuff, all like that. So check it out. Each album kind of goes through the dates, live shows and stuff like that. Really, really cool booklet. If you collect CDs still, try to find this, Best of the Beast. It's the 2 CD set with the big booklet. This thing's awesome. It's got, stuff from all 3 eras of the band, really. You got your Paul, your Bruce, and your Blaze, and then there's a little bit of live stuff mixed in, but really, really cool, CD set there. And then I guess, this is a fan club meet and greet from the 2012 tour. This is the one I saw in Texas. This was that, like, somewhere back in time, I think, era. Like, they rebooted it for this set list. I found this on the ground. I was at the show at the Woodlands in Houston, Texas, and flew in that morning, saw the show, and then flew back home the next night, or the next morning, rather, so just there for like about 24 hours. But I found this on the ground, so somebody had a meet and greet and lost it, so that's what I have from that show. And then, of course, not paper or anything, but I do have Maiden Funko Pops for Power Slave, and then back there, the first 4 albums on the wall, so that's all I got to show for that. I can't find that magazine, and when I was trying to look for stuff to do for this video, I was really ticked off that I couldn't find it because it was really, really cool. I mean, it was probably like a couple hundred pages, and it was so many cool pictures. All right, number 7, Scream For Me. How many times have you seen the band live? Or if not, you see them on the next tour. Well, I've seen them 4 times. So the very first time I saw them was Sunday, July 18th, 99 at the Orpheum Theater in Boston, Massachusetts. That was the first time I saw them. That was Bruce and Adrian had just rejoined the band, and that was kind of, they put this out around that time. And I don't remember. Yeah, it was like touring for. I don't think for that particular, double CD like set. But that was, they were touring in July of '99. That was my first time. It was Orpheum Theater, so it was like a theater. So you're kind of looking down, no matter where you sat. It was great to see. Amazing set list. Such a great set. It was the greatest hits set list. That was awesome. I saw them on the Brave New World tour. So I actually see them 5 times, because then I saw them on the Give 'Em Ed Till They're Dead tour. I got an Aces High t-shirt in the other room with the dates on the back. It was Motorhead. It was Dio, then Motorhead, and then Iron Maiden. It was at the Worcester Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. So that was another time. And then I moved to Georgia, and then that's when, I moved to Georgia in, I think, 2004, and then, they came around in this one in 2012. They came before this to Atlanta, and I was off somewhere else seeing Metallica that same day, so I didn't get to see them, but this tour right here, as I saw them, and then I saw them, I guess, maybe 20 years since the first show. I saw them in the summertime of 2019 with the Legacy of the Beast tour. And then, of course, really excited going to see them this coming up summer, so early September, going to Charlotte to see them with Megadeth and Anthrax. Really, really excited for that. So, yeah, I've seen them 5 times already, and I'm going to see them for the 6th time this coming up September. So, really, really excited for that. All right, number 8, Stranger in a Strange Land. If you have the chance to see them live, when, any year, where, any country or venue, where would it be? Well, I guess it would have to be that, the Live After Death, the Power Slave tour. And then I guess maybe Long Beach Arena, when they recorded this, Scream For Me, Long Beach. Probably that. Maybe one of those, maybe like one of those festivals that you can, like Donington, like in the early 90s. But I would definitely say Bruce era, 80s, Power Slave, my favorite Iron Maiden album, that tour. So that would be my answer for that one. Number 9, Isle of Avalon. Name 5 records you want to take to a desert island. All right, well, so I'll go with, let's do this here. I'll show you the record. So I'm going to just go 5 Iron Maiden albums. How about that? As I think that's kind of where we were going. It would be Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, amazing record. I think this one doesn't get talked about enough. No particular order. Number of the Beast. Somewhere in Time. Another album that's amazing. Doesn't get talked about enough. Every song on it's awesome, as is pretty much every Iron Maiden record for the most part. And then, of course, my favorite Iron Maiden record, Power Slave. Power Slave and Somewhere in Time are the 2 albums I can put on it in the headphones and just stare at the cover, front, back, and inside inserts for hours and just find all the hidden Easter eggs. So those 4, and then I will say Live After Death. I'll cheat and do a live record just because this thing's flawless. It is the best heavy metal live album of all time. Get back to the list here. All right. So those are the 5 records I would take to a desert island, Iron Maiden only. Number 10 is Blood Brothers. What would it be? The record to introduce your son, daughter, nephew, niece, or any listener to the band. That's a tough one. A lot of people were saying, Number of the Beast, and I completely agree. But I would go Power Slave, my favorite record. And what I would do is, I'd put it on, let them listen to it, and then I'd let them look at the album artwork and kind of find all the hidden Easter eggs and stuff like that as well, and kind of get the audio and the visual together. And maybe that, get them in. I mean, the songs on this thing are absolutely amazing. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Lost for Words. Flash of the Blade, The Duelist, Back in the Village, Power Slave, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I mean, gosh, you know, Flash of the Blade is one of those tunes I could have chosen for the favorite deep cut. Such a great tune, but awesome record. Power Slave. All right. Number 11, Legacy. Show a release you have in more than one physical format: LPs, CDs, cassettes, DVDs, Blu-ray, etc. All right, so that's Live After Death. So I've got the little Digipack CDs that they released a while back. I've got the CD that was released, I want to say, like in the 90s, where if you bought all of them, like they showed like the picture, that one. I've got the DVD. Got the Funko Pop, so that. I've got this thing. I don't remember when they released these, but these had like, so you had the CD. I'll take it out. I've got a handful of these. So you got the CD, and there's a little, so it's the Legacy of the Beast. So this probably got released around 2019, I'm guessing. You get the patch, the Live After Death patch. And then based on the #1 role-playing game, Iron Maiden Legacy. So I don't know when this came out, to be honest. I don't think it was 2019. Might be a little too early. So 85, the CD, still sealed. It's the 2 CD set. And then you get the guy. This is, you know, the dude coming out the grave. It's just still in the package, but that's what it looks like right there. And I've got a bunch of these. I've got Somewhere in Time. I've got Fear of the Dark. I've got one more. There's the box, but I can't see it because it's lying on its side. I can't tell which one it is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 of them, because I got Killers as well, and then this one. And this is really the only one that's like kind of still like in the. I didn't open it up yet, so that's pretty cool. I wanted to get all of these, but then you had to find them at the record store. I didn't really feel like going online to buy them all at the time. They were starting to get a little pricey at that time. And then I was like, you know what? I no longer have a CD player to even play these. So that's another one here. And then, let's do this. So this is the first on Headbangers Closet here. All right, so here's my OG, Live After Death. But the anniversary just came in. Here it is right here. I haven't even done an unboxing video. I haven't even opened it up. So here we go. Let's check it out. With my knife. All right, so this is the Iron Maiden 40th anniversary. Includes blue and yellow LPs, tour replica items, and new band notes. Only at Walmart, if I'm enunciating like the Southerner that I now am. But yeah, Walmart exclusive version, blue and yellow. It's a gatefold. So I'm going to open it up here and kind of take a look. So I've got a lot of Iron Maiden stuff. On different, I've got everything on CD. I've got everything on vinyl for the most part, minus a couple of live shows I don't have on vinyl, and those are kind of pesky gaps in the collection. So here it is, Live After Death. It's basically the same thing. I'm not going to go through everything because I want to be like an hour and a half video here, but there's the booklet, everything in the booklet, and then I'll just show you one of the records. This is the blue one. Pretty cool. Yellow and blue. 40th anniversary. Came out towards the end of 2025, and I picked this up. I don't know. I think this came out I think I got it in November, and I haven't even really opened it up yet. I was kind of waiting maybe to do like an Iron Maiden video so I could show this, maybe like a Live After Death anniversary. And I kind of forgot and put it off. And then, so the Iron Maiden Tag 2026, I was like, that's a perfect opportunity. All right, so the next one we've got number 12, Man on the Edge. Why should you give the Blaze Bayley years another try? Well, they got some pretty cool tunes going back to this box set. There's some Blaze Bayley stuff in here. It sounds really, really good. Man on the Edge is a good tune. There's a handful of good tunes on there. So, that's my least favorite era of Iron Maiden, but I do listen to the stuff. I just don't think it's as good as the Bruce and the Paul years. But there's some good tunes. Personally, I really like when Bruce does Blaze Bayley songs live. I think that he sounds really, really good doing it. Next one, number 13, Sheriff of Huddersfield. The band have done a lot of cool B-sides. Name one of your favorites. Okay, so I got the box set, and I don't remember which one it came from. There was a few CDs. Beast over Hammersmith live, and a couple of live shows, and this was my best of the B-sides. That's pretty cool, where Eddie's mooning and giving you the finger. This was a box set. I think it was it was a metal box. It had it was cut out of Eddie, and I lost it. I can't find it, but I've got the CD still. There was some other stuff in it, shot glass, cool shot glass. There was a scroll that was a family tree of the band, which I thought was really cool. That scroll is in this box set, and I've seen it a few other places as well. But this one, my favorite one, is a song called Reach Out. It's on side 1, disc 1. And it is song number 9, Reach Out. Really love the guitar work on that song. And I believe Adrian Smith is on vocals for that song. So that's my favorite cover, Iron Maiden. Reach Out. The thing is a really, really cool tune. Really different. Like I said, I really like the vocals with Adrian. And I love the guitar work. Number 14, Running Free. Play a song that you would have to play loud while driving. Oh God, Ace is High. Easy. Ace is High. That, if that song comes on, I'm like to 10. That'd be my answer for that one. Number 15, Acacia Avenue. You move into a new home. You play one record up to 10 to announce to your neighbors, here's Johnny. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Awesome tune. Crank that one to 10 as well. But the reason being is if I move into a new home and I want the neighbors to kind of know what I'm about, and I'm cranking this so they can hear it, it's going to be the Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Because if the dude next to me knows that tune, I know he's a real fan. I figured any just fan, maybe somebody who knows metal and rock, Ace is High, The Trooper, song, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, they might know those songs. But if they know Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner and I'm playing this to 10 in my garage, for the new neighbors, and then the guy comes over and he's singing the lyrics, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be friends with that dude forever. He knows Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, so that's why I would choose that song. All right, number 16, Alexander the Great. Favorite band member, Dave Murray, easy. I've only done this, I think, like twice out of the 5 times I've seen him. 3 times, I guess. I try to get the ticket, or if I'm in the pit in the front, I try to get to his side. Steve Harris is a good choice, but I just like watching Dave play. I really enjoy watching him just play the riffs, the solos. When Yannick or Adrian are on the other side of the stage playing the solo, or Yannick's jumping around, guitar in the air like he does. But when they're playing the solos, sometimes I still watch Dave because he's just smiling, playing that riff, and then it's his turn to solo. He's got a smile on his face like the whole time. He doesn't he moves around. He doesn't jump around. They're old, but he doesn't jump around. But he'll just move around enough. He'll get the guitar up in the air as well, and put the hands in the air. And he does enough. And he's engaged with the crowd. I just like him. I think he's super cool. I try to get on his side of the stage every time. I have pit tickets in the front for this upcoming tour as well, so I'm gonna try to go on his side again. All right, so number 17, Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. You're going for a walk, a long one. Name the first track on your playlist. It is going to be from the live Rock in Rio CD show. It's going to be The Klansman, sung by Bruce. I absolutely love this version of The Klansman. Klansman is one of my favorite Iron Maiden tunes. That could have been a deep cut choice as well. Blaze Bailey song, but I love the way Bruce does it. So that would be number 1 on my playlist if I'm going for a long walk. All right, Weekend Warrior. Steve and the boys love football, and West Ham is their favorite team. Talk about your favorite sport and your team if you have one. Okay, so my favorite sport is college football, followed very closely by hockey. So my favorite college football team is the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm a season ticket holder. I love them. I live and breathe by the Bulldogs. If they lose, I'm in a bad mood for 3 days. I'm a huge favorite hockey team. I'm a huge Detroit Red Wings fan. I'm not so much live and die by the Red Wings. I've seen them win multiple Stanley Cups. I think 4 of them to be exact, since I've been a fan. And I mean, that kind of tides me over. They're doing pretty good this year. I have a feeling they're going to make the playoffs. And there's a chance that they've got a decent opportunity to make a run in the playoffs. So I love the Detroit Red Wings. I watch a lot of hockey in the evenings. On Saturdays in the fall, I'll watch college football like all day long, like noon to like 1 a.m. when the West Coast night game ends. I love college football. I try not to miss games. Been a lot of Metallica shows over the years where they've played somewhere on a weekend, and I've watched Georgia game at some random hotel or some sports bar in that town, and then go to the concert. In fact, this upcoming Iron Maiden show in Charlotte in September is on the second game of the year, so it's on a game day. So I'll watch it at a hotel or a sports bar somewhere, and then go to the concert. So, but I'm a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan. Like, can't stress that enough. And that's really it. I don't really care for baseball too much. I don't like basketball or anything like that. So it's just the Georgia Bulldogs and the Detroit Red Wings. Holy smoke, Grail. Name something you would like the band to release, or what record you want to add to the collection. Well, I would like to get some more OGs. Like I said, some of my OGs are in really bad condition. The Power Slave album is legitimately falling apart. Some of them don't have inserts. I would like to get those. There's a couple of albums that I don't have. There's some that come with a merch insert. I think maybe my does my Number of the Beast one have it? No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. So I guess, yes, this is the merch thing for Number of the Beast. But I'd like to I would like them to start reissuing some of these things for the anniversaries, just like they did with Power Slave with the lenticular. I guess is it called the lenticular cover or the album? I don't know what it's called. Where like when it plays, it does like some kind of thing here. It's right here. This is not my OG. It's just the first one I pulled out. And it's that one. So that kind of cover. I forget what you call it. But pretty cool. I'd like to see them do more of that kind of stuff. With maybe colored vinyl as some anniversaries. They're getting up there with the anniversaries. They're all going to be celebrating every album. They'll put out an album like every year, every other year. So, you're going to have some cool anniversaries coming up. I'd like to see them maybe do that. So then number 20, last question. So why do you still listen to the band after so many years? Because they're awesome. All the songs are timeless. You can pick up pretty much any one of those first like 5 or 6 albums, and every song just still stands up. It's great. So many bands that are new coming out, they still love Iron Maiden. They still talk about Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's still a huge influence in so many other bands I listen to. I thought it was cool, years ago, Trivium, when they were on the Ozfest tour and Maiden was on the Ozfest tour and then they kind of left, Trivium would come out and play their set. All 4 guys in the band would be in Maiden t-shirts. I thought that was really cool. But it's just a great band. I love them. I mean, everything about them is great. There's this, pretty much not a bad track. There's some that are definitely not my favorites, but there's pretty much not a bad track in their catalog. I just love everything they do, from the latest album to the first one. Just love it. I really want to start collecting some more bootlegs from them as well. A lot of cool stuff out there. I just haven't really pulled the trigger on it. But yeah, that's why I still listen to them. They're great. I love them. And can't wait to see them this coming up September. So there you have it, guys. My Iron Maiden Tag 2026. Go check out Christian's video. Go check out Vance's video. And I appreciate you guys checking out my channel as always. So I'll have another video for you guys very soon. Cheers, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.